Hi, Analisa 6 here with the Lady of Leo chart and the Sober Curator to bring you the September 2024 horoscope for the zodiac sign of Cancer for Sun and Rising placements. It is a heat wave in Los Angeles. My hair is doing crazy stuff and I'm sweaty and greasy. I apologize. I have to keep my AC off to not blow the power, so sucks. We are in Virgo season. September starts out with Virgo season every single month. I'm going to try to keep these short and straight to the point. I've struggled so far in doing that, but let's just jump right in. We do have some big stuff happening this month for you. Let's just kind of see where Virgo season has been. So right now, what's highlighted for you starting out September is your third house. So Virgo is the ruler of your third house in the horoscope chart. And the third house is the house of communication. So the sun has been here highlighting communication, and Virgo specifically represents our ability to problem solve, mitigate risk, strategize, organize things. It's very analytical placement. It's really good for being more meticulous and involved in how we're communicating, and also seeing things from a more practical standpoint. So we've had the sun passing through that area so far for you, and it's going to be there for pretty much the first half of September. Then Mercury has been passing through Leo, and this is the area that has to do with your finances. So financial kind of things have been coming up. Maybe there's ways that you've had to move money around or think about money. Maybe you've been wanting to spend money. Leo can tend to want to spend money on things that are more fun versus practical, but since we do have the Virgo energy in your practical area, that's kind of helping to ground you and keep you on track somewhat. We're only going to have Mercury here for the first week of September, and then Mercury is going to leave and move into Virgo, but we'll talk about that in a second. Venus is in Libra for pretty much the first 22 days of September, and the area of the chart that this is hitting for you is the area that represents home and family. When Venus is passing through the fourth house, which is the house that Cancer traditionally rules, it does bring blessings into the home. So this is a really good time if you want to redecorate your house, if you want to do something aesthetic to your surroundings, that's really supported. It can be a really positive time for connecting with women in the family. It is said anybody that you're living with or cohabitating with, this can be a positive time to work on that relationship. So those are big themes with Venus and Libra passing through this area of the chart. Now, Mars has been in Gemini since last month, and it's only going to be in Gemini for a few more days of the beginning of September. And then on September 4th, it's actually going to move into your sign of Cancer. So starting on the 4th, Mars is going to be in your first house. And the first house is the house that Mars traditionally rules. It's the house that represents our relationship to self, our personal relationship to self, and how we are relating to our identity. It also has a relationship to the first impression that we're making and how we're putting that self out there. Mars here can bring up some issues around identity and kind of how we perceive the self. And it can also make us feel a little bit more like we need to assert ourselves or what we want, or maybe we need to go after the things that we want more aggressively. Mars is considered to be in its fall here. It prefers being in Capricorn, which is the opposite of Cancer. It's exalted in Capricorn and it's fall in Cancer. So Mars in Cancer can be a little bit more emotionally reactive, emotionally sensitive. I talk more about Mars and Cancer in the September 2024 astrology forecast. So I recommend watching that video if you want a little bit more of a breakdown on Mars and Cancer. But Mars is going to be in your sign of Cancer all the way through October. So you're going to be dealing with issues around how you express anger, how you assert your will, how you open up vulnerably to other people. Emotions are going to be a big central theme for all of us. But especially you, because it's passing through your first house. I'm not going to get too into the outer planets in the horoscope, but I will mention that Uranus stations retrograde on September 1st in the sign of Taurus, and that's happening at 27 degrees of Taurus, and that's happening in your house of friendship and social circles. So, you know, when we have Uranus, which is the planet of change, here, we might be reflecting a lot on the people that we're surrounding ourselves with and whether or not we feel like we're around the people that we're meant to be around. So that's a big theme with Uranus retrograde. The other big shift that's happening too with the outer planets is Pluto is going to be entering the 29th degree of Capricorn again. The last time that Pluto was at 29 degrees Capricorn was December 20th through January 20th. So think about kind of where you were at because we're in another reflective period with Pluto here for the month of September. On September 2nd, what we have kind of influencing the first couple of days of September is a new moon at 11 degrees of Virgo. And so new moons, again, if you don't remember what they represent, they're a time of planting seeds and setting intentions towards things that we want to manifest or cultivate into our lives. And a new moon in Virgo in the third house specifically is a really good time to set intentions towards how you're planning things, how you're communicating, how you're problem solving, mitigating risk, how you're analyzing situations, because it's happening in the third house of communication for you. So if you want to set intentions towards evolving and growing more in that way, especially if things came up for you around the Mercury retrograde, around just communication stuff, this is a positive time for that. After the new moon, the next big shift of energy is that Mars entering your first house on the 4th. And then after Mars enters Cancer on the 4th, we're going to have Mercury entering Virgo around the 9th. And that's a really positive time too for communication, because it's Mercury rules the third house, and then it's also the ruler of Virgo. So Mercury entering Virgo is going to amplify all of that energy that you've had around problem solving, strategizing, putting things in order, communicating more effectively and maybe more practically. So this is a really positive time for you with that. Communication is a huge theme for you during September, and just learning how to communicate effectively. And then, Venus and Libra having that emphasis on home and family, and Mars in the first house. There's a lot of energy around like your personal life and how you're working through things in a very personal way. The next big thing that we have after that is on the 17th, we're going to have a lunar eclipse at 25 degrees of Pisces. And lunar eclipses are a pretty big deal. They open up big portals of energy that we feel over a period of time, usually around 6 months. And the area of the chart that this is hitting for you is the ninth house, which is the area that represents our relationship to values and belief systems, as well as long distance travel and higher education. It also has a connection to the law and publishing and metaphysical studies like astrology, philosophy, psychology, those things, social studies, that kind of stuff. So those themes come up during the lunar eclipse. And lunar eclipses are a really powerful time, especially in a sign like Pisces, where there's a big kind of clearing out of energy. So if you feel like some of the things in your life are starting to evolve and change in certain ways, you're going to be feeling that shift over the next few months. And, in a water sign like Pisces, it's going to be making a trine to your Cancer energy. And so, there's a lot of heightened sensitivity. There's a lot of emotional energy. Your psychic centers are going off. This is a really powerful time for dream work, meditation, spiritual work. Getting connected more to kind of what you value in that way is really beneficial. So if you are into dream journaling or any kind of meditation practices, this is supported during this lunar eclipse on the 17th. After the lunar eclipse, the next big shift of energy is we're going to enter Libra season on the 22nd of September. And so the sun is going to be moving into that fourth house energy and highlighting your home and family life. Venus is actually going to be leaving this area of the chart and entering Scorpio, which is in the fifth house of the Cancer horoscope. And that's going to enhance your relationship to your creativity and also your relationship to children, self-expression, romance, and passion. And so here, you might feel like a need to really tune more into self-expression and creativity and finding yourself in different ways that promote you kind of feeling like you have that relationship to your inner child that condones play, essentially. Like the fifth house is where we find play and joy and how to kind of have fun expressing ourselves in a childlike way. We also benefit from connecting with children in a playful way if we have children in our lives. So with Venus here, that's emphasized over the rest of September and through the beginning of October. And then shortly after that, a couple days later, around the 25th, Mercury is going to join the sun in Libra, and that's going to be entering your fourth house as well. So your fourth house is really highlighted through September, which, is the house that you traditionally rule. So your home and family life is a big focus for you. If we were going to kind of break down September and just kind of the highlights, your identity and your emotional relationship to self, communication, and how you problem solve, your relationship to home and family, and your creative self-expression. Those are all really big themes. And then your values and belief systems around all of that are big themes. All right, Cancer, I'm going to leave you there. If you enjoyed this, please hit like, subscribe, share with your friends. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, I am booking for September and October. I will have my email in the description box. I wish you all the best of luck. You can find me at thesobercurator.com and theladyofleosure.com. I'll see you guys next month.